This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. We're dancing in September. It is September 1st.
Woo woo. All right, well, the National Weather Service now recognizes August 5th of this year as Death Valley's National Park's rainiest day. The park received 3/4 of its annual average rainfall in a few hours. That caused flash flooding. 2 rain gauges at the Furnace Creek Weather Station provided measurements of different rainfalls. The National Weather Service initially reported 1.46 inches of rain, which was recorded by an automated gauge. The agency now recognizes 1.70 inches recorded manually by the National Park Service rangers as a more reliable number. This is 3/4 of Death Valley's 2.2-inch average annual rainfall. Many roads in the park remain closed for weeks after the floods. Drivers should not assume that directions from the map apps are accurate for traveling through Death Valley at this time. Information on park road status is available at nps.gov/diva. Plan your visit. And that's nps.gov for National Park Service. And of course, travelers should not drive past road closed signs. This is especially dangerous during heat waves such as 120 plus to 124 degree temperatures forecasted for Labor Day weekend. There is no cell phone coverage in most of the park to call for help in case of vehicle problems. National Park Service and Caltrans have opened Highway 190, Dante's View, Badwater Road, from California 190 to Badwater and Artist Drive. Hotels, restaurants, and gas stations are open in the park. Federal Highway Administration has issued a contract to clear debris and fill in road gaps on several major roads in the park that are currently closed. This work will allow the National Park Service to open Beatty Cutoff Road, North Highway Badwater Road from Badwater to Shoshone, and Mud Canyon Road. No timeline is available as of yet. These initial repairs will allow standard passenger cars to drive on the roads, which will have gravel sections where pavement is missing. After initial public access is established, the contractor will pave the damaged sections and make other permanent repairs. The roads will remain open during that time for traffic control and safety. If you missed any part of that, of course, you can go to our KPVM Facebook page.
And Sheriff Sharon Worley and Nye County Shelter Manager Tasha Crabtree gives us an update now on the animal shelter and its 200 new residents from Estalfa Kennels. The animal breeder and caretaker were arrested last week after 33 dogs were found to be in extremely poor condition and the rest suffering from starvation and dehydration.
Oh, we've had so many people donate. It's been absolutely wonderful. People are coming out of the woodwork. We've needed so much help with these animals because there's so many of them and they were in such poor condition. And people have just rallied around to help us. We're absolutely thrilled and so thankful.
The overwhelming support from the community has been amazing. We have animal protection affiliates came in from Vegas along with Pawtastic Friends. They provided tons of food, medical supplies, as well as some goodies for our individuals that are out here working really hard. And we've got, of course, Tales of Nye County taking donations from the community as well. So overwhelming support. We appreciate it more than you know because we definitely need the support. So we've been working alongside Tales of Nye County. They're excellent. They do a ton to support spay and neuter in our community. So we're working alongside them and they are assisting us with taking donations. It's hot out here, but the animals that we have on site, they're doing as well as can be expected. Of course, they're stressed from the move. It's very scary. They're unsocial, but everybody's got food, water, shelter, and that's all we can really count on right now. So myself, in partnership with the actual ASPCA, we have a veterinarian on site, so we are doing evaluations and treating as needed.
These are some pretty elaborate shelters, I got to tell you.
They are, and it was not without great difficulty, I will tell you that. Like I said, we have the trustees out here, the animal shelter employees, deputies, lieutenants, captains, all out here constructing these kennels and feeding these dogs. So our Clear the Shelter event was a great success. We actually, we thought it was 14, it was 15 animals were adopted, dogs and cats. So, you know, any amount of room that we can clear up definitely helps with this case. We're not currently working with any licensed behaviorists, although it sounds like one of our new partners has an option for us where they can help us get these animals more socialized, more friendly. Wow. Right now, the physical donations that we're asking for, we're looking for clean, large bowls, and of course, unopened, clean dog food. But most importantly, if you go to the GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com, and you type in NCSO 300 dog seizure, we really are asking for monetary donations to be able to help ongoing. So because this is an animal related, working in partnership with the 501c3, it sounds like there was a lot of concern for the community that we're going to be losing a big chunk of this. We're not. All of this money is going towards helping the animals of the Nye County Animal Shelter. So we are still open, business as usual. You will see Olive's smiling face when you come in. She can help you take a look at all of our available animals. The easiest way is to go to 24petconnect.com and type in our zip code 89060.
Everything that they've done for these animals has been overtime. And so that's stressing us just a little bit.
Yeah.
But we did manage to get a court order to allow us to move them here, so that cut down quite a bit of the overtime for us, and we're truly grateful for that. This case was seen by Judge Lane on Monday, and basically Judge Lane allowed us to bring these animals from Amargosa here to the Nye County Sheriff's Office. However, we don't own the animals. We are basically in safekeeping, and some of them obviously are in a criminal case that hasn't quite come up yet, and so there'll be evidence. But we don't own the animals, and so therefore all we're doing is caretaking.
Making sure that you're
yes.
taking care of these animals.
SPCA has come out to help us, and we really appreciate that. They'll be bringing some experts in various disciplines, and one of them is behavioral.
All right, stay tuned to much more local news when we return.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue Chief Scott Lewis tells us about what caused a fire at a local business in town Wednesday night.
So we were dispatched for a report of a commercial structure fire, as you mentioned, and the initial report was there was an electrical fire with flames showing. As crews arrived, they found light smoke showing from the open doors at the front of the facility. This was a middle-of-the-road strip with a suite intended for a bar and some gaming. And as they investigated further, they found an electrical incident that occurred behind a large product display case. So it was difficult for them to actually get a good set of eyes on what was burning, but it was quickly extinguished. They had to remove the product away on the actual stored shelves and remove a series of shelves away. When they did that, they found an overloaded strip outlet that not only did it have each of the open positions filled with outlet or plugs into the outlets, but also had a double. So clearly there was every indication it was overloaded. The integrity of that strip outlet was melted, as were many of the plugs that were plugged into the outlet itself. So as a result, we had to move a lot of product, we had to gain access, we had to manipulate a number of different things in order to get that outlet and place it to a safe position so there was no further problem for the business. A number of them do have surge protectors, but they're not always designed to handle that type of load, so a lot of times the surge protectors themselves will fail. And we would like to think that peace of mind, by looking at the marketing and the advertising, that it's safe and that it can handle just about any situation, that it will self-turn off, and that was not the case. And at some point in this particular, it became so warm that the integrity of the actual outlet, the strip outlet, melted away. So you just had this series arcing going across each of the different outlets. But the product was starting to burn on the shelves, and that's even more important because you couldn't get access to the strip, but then you're dealing with all the product that was beginning to ignite due to the heat and the flame. Use it to its intent. In other words, if you're going to use it for a commercial application, make sure you buy a good one that's meant for a commercial application that holds greater draw, like amperage and things like that. If you simply don't know, contact an electrician and ask them for their advice. Most importantly, try to avoid them altogether. Install additional outlets, and in this particular case, there was unused outlets in the immediate area, but they just weren't being used. So that's the safest way to go. And if you have to use a strip outlet, make sure it's UL rated. In some cases, you have to see where it was manufactured to make sure it meets the codes and the standards and the intent of what it's to be used for. Yeah, dry chem was discharged in the environment as a result of this place also serving foods in open container alcohol, that it had to be shut down until it was inspected by state health to make sure that nobody would become sick by not having a proper cleaning of the product.
And so are they open now or still closed?
The state was coming out first thing this morning. I haven't heard anything further, so I can make an assumption they're probably open.
All right. And nobody injured?
There were no injuries.
501c3 Animal Rescue and major advocates for spay and neuter Tales of Nye County has their feet on the ground along with other area rescues when it comes to the need locally. We caught up with the crew during a much needed donation from Irene's Casino recently.
We got a call from the shelter manager, Tasha Crabtree, to help as the designated 501c3 to accept donations, and that we just started asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people all over started calling and trying to organize getting supplies to the animals.
What's your feelings about this? Because I know we just went through 60 chihuahuas, and of course we have all the other animal rescues that you guys are doing all the time. We had the 52 cats that were taken in, that you guys are constantly working on getting these animals spayed and neutered and getting the population down. But now all of a sudden you got this. Is it overwhelming?
It is overwhelming, and it's burning out our organizations all over the country, really. I'm just upset with the powers that be that don't take this more seriously.
And so hopefully now with donations like Irene's Casino, we're at least going to get these animals so that they can get the food. But you're also taking donations for medical, right?
Yes, we are taking monetary is that the right word? Monetary
Yes.
Donations to be able to assist the animals with getting medical care and spay and neuter.
Because that's really important at this time, because there is some medical bills being racked up right now. I know they have a GoFundMe. Can they also go through Tales of Nye County?
Yes, they can designate it there. We will make sure that the shelter gets it. We're keeping track of whatever donations come in.
How do they do that?
They can call our office. They can use a credit card. They can bring by money, checks, anything.
Here's the big question. Do you guys need some volunteers?
Oh gosh, we are always needing volunteers. It's so hard for us to get dedicated volunteers. I've got several and it seems like we all do the same thing over and over and over again, but volunteers are desperately needed. Anybody that has office skills, that's my biggest downfall.
Yeah.
So.
And so, I know Tales of Nye County has been really instrumental in making sure that we have spay and neuter happening with a lot of these animals. Are you guys gearing up to eventually, if the county gets custody of these dogs, to spay and neuter all these?
I don't know about that. They have a surgery, so their facility. So I'm sure that they're hoping to gear that up so that they can do them.
All right. I know we're going to go over to the sheriff's office and donate this massive amount of food. If people want to still donate, they can contact you guys. They can even call you on the phone.
Absolutely. 702-306-3245.
If you want to volunteer, same number?
Yes, please.
You're also on Facebook.
Yes, we're on Facebook also. And we're the Red Door at 520 East Street, Suite B.
Thanks so much to Irene's for their generosity. And in part 2 of this ongoing investigative story, during tomorrow night's newscast, we're going to speak to the heroes at Irene's Casino about the donation they made today to the shelter.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, in your Spring Mountain Medical Minute, nurse practitioner Marquita Arajo is here to talk to us about the importance of getting an annual checkup.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
Hi, I'm Marquita Arajo with Spring Mountain Medical, your hometown health and wellness provider. Today I'm going to talk about getting an annual checkup. In our busy lives, we often ignore signs that our body gives us about our overall health. Most of the time, these are small things that our bodies overcome with proper diet and exercise. Sometimes our bodies are signaling a call for help. Either way, getting an annual checkup is a way of maintaining your health and ensuring that you're on top of issues that may limit your lifestyle or make you susceptible to further disease. If you've been putting off an annual exam, today is the day. Come see me or one of our providers and we'll make the experience pleasant, personal, and professional. You owe it to yourself. I'm Marquita Arajo, and this has been your Medical Minute brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical.
Thanks so much. Well, is your computer performing slower than usual? Well, today Josh Osborne from Great Computer Deals here in Pahrump talks to us about bad or failing hard drives.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today's topic, the most common issues we see at our computer repair center and how to avoid them, part 2. You'd think the biggest technology issue facing our customers this day and age would be their lack of computer knowledge. That's actually not the case at all. You'd be surprised to find that 50% of the problems that we help people solve are completely avoidable regardless of a customer's computer literacy. The issue we're talking about today, bad or failing hard drives. A large percentage of customers that are coming into our store coming in with really slow computers. Sometimes this is due to the amount of junk software that they've allowed to be installed on the machine. But more often, it's due to the fact they're still using a spinning mechanical hard drive. Meaning, the hard drive in their computer, this is the part that contains all of their data. Windows operating system files, personal information like pictures, documents, music, videos. That part has a moving and spinning platter. This platter looks like a little tiny record player with an arm that moves and reads the data. The problem is that this record player spins at 7,200 RPMs. That's over 7,000 rotations a minute, which is a ton of wear and tear over time. After years of this friction, vibration, and movement, the drive starts to wear out and you risk losing your data when the part finally crashes. Remember, always back up your data. So, how do we avoid this major issue? Well, thankfully, there is a newer style of hard drive that has come out over the last 5 to 7 years that has no moving parts at all. This kind of drive is called a solid state hard drive. When purchasing a new computer, we highly recommend going this route as the drive will last longer and be considerably faster for a modest price increase. If you already have a computer running an older spin drive, you can bring it in to our repair center and have it upgraded to a solid state hard drive for much less than you think. Trust us, the boost in performance will be worth every single penny. I'd even argue it's the best upgrade possible if speed is your goal. Still need help? Come down to our store. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, across the street from Pizza Hut, and in the same plaza as Game Corner, Arcade, and Fun Center. Or just give us a call, 775-990-8833. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. Anyway, that's it for today's lesson. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
I know that we are burning up on the ground floor, but last night's sunset.
Gorgeous, yes, but there is a heat warning advisory in effect until next week. That and more in your weather after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on a Thursday, and excessive heat all up and down the weather map. Let's take a look. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City. I always put you kind of together because you're kind of together. 98, 100 degrees. Look at you go. Tonopah, 93, the cool spot in the state today. Goldfield, 96, 106 out in Beatty. And Amargosa, impressive at 110. Las Vegas, close behind. And just taking second in the hot spot award, 108 degrees. Death Valley, 121. Oh my. Here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. Current temperature is 107. It was even just a little bit earlier hotter. 108 degrees was where we topped out today in P-Town. Winds out of the west-northwest, 6 miles per hour. Humidity bone dry at 8% as the sun rose this morning at 6:15. It gets a little better towards sunset at 7:11. Get up to 17%. Might be some clouds forming as we head to a low tonight of 80 degrees. What does that set up for the rest of the week? Do we have some clouds? Clouds. Oh, good. So we'll have some beautiful sunsets and sunrises we can enjoy. Temperatures at 107 degrees. Lows at night about 82 throughout the week. Winds about 6 to 8 miles per hour all week long. It's kind of a common theme. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we get a little break from the clouds, but that's not really that much of a break, is it? The temperature's still at 110 degrees and lots of sunshine ahead of us. So just embrace it and enjoy it as we head into the weekend. Make your plans, and we'll see you on the other side. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks, John. Yes.
Yeah, we were just talking about those, the kennel dogs.
Yes, it's unfortunate.
A lot of people are, wondering about the breed of the dog we also have with the DA. This is a Gamfer type breed of the Caucasian Shepherds. Yeah, typically from Armenia, and so these Caucasian Shepherds, there's a lot of mix in that breed. That's true. And so we're hoping with the ASPCA and everybody coming in, we can get some temperament under control on these animals. And thanks to all the volunteers and people who donated for them.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, and hopefully we'll get them adopted out in loving homes. Yes.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. From all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, we're wishing you a happy Labor Day weekend.
I want to say happy birthday to Vic and, of course, Tommy
Lee and Bradley Cooper, our unofficial station puppies.
There you go. Good night.
Yes, good night.